It shows exactly what sort of thing they have planned for you, what sort of thing they have planned for the world. You know, an organisation that is willing to go to the lengths that it goes to, that has spread out its spiderweb tentacles, and it has created all these institutions and compartmentalised information all over the planet, and it's created these hierarchies within all of these institutions that keep people into a state of fear. Oh, I can't do this, I can't rock the boat. It will be bad for my career if I rock the boat. Promoting this type of attitude so that nobody acts. When someone sees an anomaly, they just sort of brush it off and they think, well, I better not speak about that. But that's the thing, folks. They should speak about it. Everybody should speak about it. Everybody should connect with each other on a personal level and put the truth out there for all to see. Start seeing the connection that we the people all have, and start seeing how easy we can address this situation. Because it truly is coming to the understanding that it is we who hold it up, and starting to connect with people. That's how we fix the problems. In connecting with the people around us. Because when you truly do open your eyes and you begin to see the world clearly, you see that connecting with the people around you and helping people become aware of the true nature of reality is really the key to the whole thing. Because this is how we address the situation. Most people are simply in fear of the government. Most people are in fear of the police force. As I said earlier, the biggest problems that we face actually come from our police officers. The police force that is supposed to protect the people is not doing their job. We really do need to have these officers wake up. It's great to see some police officers have spoken out. I've seen several occasions where police have stood up for the Constitution and have tried to stand up for what's right amongst enormous peer group pressure. And there has been members of the military speaking out against the illegal occupations that are going on overseas and against the wars of contrivance that continually happen. So everything makes a difference, but we really do need a mass awakening in these people. We seriously do need to see that all of the problems that we face as a species all have a common cause, and that the common cause of these problems can easily be addressed, because the common cause is corruption. It is a psychopathic order that exists at the highest levels of our societies, of our governments, and this is what needs to be addressed. And it can be done peacefully. We don't need to do anything to hurt these people. We just need to reclaim the power that we have that these people have taken away from us. And we need to have the police understand that that's actually what they're supporting by terrorising the people the way they do. They are supporting this elite psychopathic bloodline that exists at the top, which is slowly removing what power any of humanity has and removing all the rights from the people. And they are simply supporting this, so they need to really look at what they're doing. But I think it's break time now, folks, so I'll leave it there for now, and I'll come back and talk to you a little bit more after the break. Welcome back, folks. So, what would make humanity give up its rights the way we have done? When I say, often on these shows, when I say how it's us supporting the system, it's us holding the system up, what causes us to do this? What causes us to be so compliant with all of this corrupt legislation that gets enacted and put in place to control more and more aspects of our lives? What is it about us that allows this to happen? Now, often I've talked about the ruling elite, and I've referred to them as a psychopathic bloodline that have a parasite locked onto their consciousness that feeds on fear. Well, when you understand that, and when you understand that these people have constructed these societies based on fear, all of our education system is based on fear. Right from when you're a very small child, if you do something wrong, your mother smacks you, and it's all based on fear. Your whole learning process through life is based on fear. what this ruling elite has done is they have managed to infect the rest of humanity through the education system, through mass media, through all sorts of mechanisms. They've managed to infect most of the rest of humanity with the same fear-based parasite, the same psychic parasite that is in everybody's mind. It's in the back of the entire consciousness. And this is a collective thing. Often on these shows I will talk about the fact that there is a singularity of consciousness. A singularity of consciousness that exists in the field. It exists in the empty space all around you, in the dark matter of the universe. That is a conscious energy field. That is where consciousness lies. Your body is simply a computer downloading one frequency of that consciousness. This has been shown to be exactly how your body works. When you understand this, and you think of referring to a section of society such as the ruling elite, referring to them as having this psychic parasite that feeds on fear, what you've got to understand is that all these ruling elite are a physical manifestation of that particular parasite that exists in the collective consciousness. It also exists in your consciousness, and it exists in my consciousness. It's just being aware that that fear does exist. This fear-based parasite is part of the collective. It exists within the field. It is like a psychic virus. It exists within the self. There is only one self. We are all part of the self. And it is within that self that the problem lies. That is where the fear-based virus is. You can't blame the ruling elite for what they do. The ruling elite are simply physical manifestations of that particular parasite. People who exercise power over others, such as some of the actions of the more brutal of our police forces, these people are infected with this parasite. They are physical manifestations of the collective consciousness, but they are sections that are very much in tune with this psychic parasite. To think of being able to hurt another person, to want to steal from another person, to want to do something openly at the expense of another, to gain for yourself, to revel in the misfortunes of others, to want to wage a war, to kill someone. All of these people are succumbing to this fear-based parasite, this psychic parasite that has been infecting humanity. This is why I talk about everything being energy. This is why I talk about this so much. This is why I talk about the conscious energy field that we are all connected to so much. Because as soon as we choose a state of empathy, as soon as the human race can simply look at every other person in a state of empathy, look at that person as though they are yourself, feel what that person is, understand that that person is simply a reflection of yourself. Understand that when a lot of people say that the outer world is a reflection of your inner world, it is the emotional state of your inner world that reflects the outer world. If you are in a state of empathy and compassion, that is the world that you can reflect. Empathy is also how you access the field around you. When you are in a state of empathy, you are in a state of love. You're in a state of unconditional love. When you understand that, as I've often said, that all matter that exists, everything that exists within reality, is simply made up of energy, different forms of energy. And this isn't New Age thinking. This is physics and science. When you understand that it's simply two different polarities of energy vibrating at different rates, and that is what creates every single thing in creation, every atom, every physical object, every thought process, every emotion, everything is energy. These are all waves of frequency. Everything is energy and frequencies of energy. Understanding this is how Nikola Tesla managed to produce some of the work that he did. This is how Royal Rife managed to cure all the diseases that he cured. This is how everything has worked. This is what a lot of shamanistic traditions are trying to teach people. And shamanism is not this black magic paganistic thing that the church tries to tell people it is. A lot of shamanism is simply people who lived in a tribal situation, in a situation where they were at one with nature, and they understood frequency, they understood energy, they understood that everything that exists is simply different waves of energy, and they acted accordingly, and they worked on trying to manipulate this energy. They worked at trying to live in harmony with the earth. And this isn't any type of New Age religion supporting the earth